Okay guys, let's look at something here. Yeah, let's just look at this here. So I don't know, in past videos you might have seen it. This is a little 70 Nova. Matt, awesome guy. When he turned 16, his dad bought him this car. It was his first car. And anyway, he's had it ever since, and him and his dad are really close, and it means a lot to him, and that's why he keeps it. So it doesn't matter it's a four-door, because I know there's somebody out there going to say, too bad it's a four-door. It's a clean little car and it's cool. But here's the thing that I want to show you today. And Matt brings this car to us once a year for servicing. He likes us. We put AC on here, aftermarket air conditioning. There's a video of it somewhere, I believe, a couple years back. And we've done other work to it too, little minor stuff here and there, a tune-up once, oil change, whatever. Anyway, as you all know, get this on. I don't know about in the States, but Canadian folks out there, if you all know, we've got it so the modified plate now, because the collector plate, modified plate, is for 1972 and down. So he's applying for a modified plate. Well, anyone that wants to apply for a modified plate, you have to take your vehicle in and get a vehicle inspection. And then you send your pictures in. As long as your car is in good shape and you've got bills and receipts and all that good stuff, you get a modified plate, which means you get insurance for $250 a year, roughly. And you can drive it all the time. You just can't go to work or school in it. And that's what his whole plan is here, because his car is in really good shape, actually, really nice shape. So he took it in for a vehicle inspection. We know where we're going with this one, don't we? Let's look at this. Now I'm going to be nice today, and I'm going to keep this covered up. I'm going to keep this covered up, but it says here on the inspection, it says here, side window tint removed. Yes, I agree with that. Washer pump isn't working on the wipers. It isn't. Sway bar bushing's worn out. Wheel bearing needs adjustment. Outer tie rod end on the left side's worn out. Pitman arm's worn out. Idler arm's worn out. Wheel alignment. Well, obviously you need a wheel alignment and you replace all this. Okay, let's come over to this car. Now I can't show you now, because normally what you do is when you're going to check for movement in the front end, you have the wheel and tire on here, and you grab it, your hand on either side, and you go like, you know, one hand here, and you go like this. It has got some movement in this tie rod end. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the pitman arm. Now when you go for a vehicle inspection, their whole job is they're supposed to pull the drums and brakes and everything off to look at them and make sure they're good. Does this look good to you? Does that look good to you there? What about here? Oh, and the sway bar bushing's worn out. Now, granted, they're starting to get cracked out, so I'll change them. But honestly, I'm a licensed vehicle inspector. I have my licenses, but my shop isn't licensed. But I'm licensed. So if we look here, there's a few. But if this was me inspecting it, I would have let something like this go. I wouldn't have worried about that so much. I would have worried about this. Okay? I'm going to replace the bump stops though. I'm going to replace the sway bar bushings. Obviously I'm going to get hold of the owner, because that's what you do. You get hold of the owner. You just don't go ahead and do it, regardless if it needs it. To the guys out there in other shops, you get hold of the owner. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the tie rod end. I'm not touching the fucking pitman arm. There's nothing wrong with it. Now we'll come around here. It wasn't like it was just one mishap. It's all cracked. You know, it's worn out. Now let's go around here. This is how Monday starts out in the shop. And I feel bad for the owner. Lots of meat left on these shoes. Look at these shoes. Lots of meat. See the dirt in the floor? Nobody's pulled the drums. Nobody's pulled the drums to check them. What do you see when you see that wheel cylinder there? Now, the way of checking wheel cylinders is you get your hook tool in here and you pull it back. Look at that. You don't think that's a problem? You don't think that the wheel cylinders leaking is a problem? So we got cracked front brakes and leaky wheel cylinders, but whoever inspected it is concerned about a sway bar bushing that's got a little bit worn out, that all it really does is help you from leaning. Not only that, we'll go underneath here. I doubt we can see. Actually, let's hike it up. I don't want to be crouched down today. Okay. I don't know if I can do this with one hand or not anyway. U-joints, you can see, look at the You know, they've been in there for quite a while. Can you guys even just hear that? I can't show you. It's hard to film it. U-joint's worn out at the back. What about the front one? It's worn out too. U-joints are worn out. U-joints are worn out. Brakes are thrashed. The two of the more important things, and they're concerned about a sway bar bushing. I would suggest to Matt while it's here, let's do a differential fluid change just because it's weeping a little bit. You can't really fail him on that, but I would suggest to him for what it takes. It's like 10 minutes, you pull the cover off, you get out the, you drain, the fluid comes out, you drain it, you check the gears, you put some new fluid in, you put a new seal on the cover, and away you go. All right, so I mean, the exhaust is all new, that looks good so far. You ate a hot radish?
Oh, it was hot.
So that's what's going on here on this one. So this is, someone's replaced the ball joints at one time. Who knows, might have even been me, I don't remember. Bushings look good. Yeah, it all looks. So they had said the idler arm was worn out too. Idler arm is always on the passenger side up here. It is got some movement in it, so replace that. So let's go back here. So we agree with tint on the window washer's not working. Oh, wheel bearings. They said the wheel bearings need adjustment. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the wheel bearings. There's no movement in the wheel bearings whatsoever. So I just don't understand where they come up with this stuff. So we're going to get hold of the owner now, because that's what you do. You get hold of the owner and you tell them, hey, look, this is what we seen, this is what we saw. They got a couple things right on your inspection, but the rest of it, they didn't even pull the wheels. There's no way they pulled the wheels. How can you miss those cracks in the brake shoes? How do you miss the leaking wheel cylinders? I just don't get it. I don't understand it. So it just, I'm not showing the shop's name. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be the nice guy today. I just feel bad for Matt because I'm going to be the bad guy and say, you got a bit more work here than what you think you do. So, but other than that, do your research. Check things out before you go somewhere. And for all you guys out there, make sure the guys that are running a shop, granted, as much as this car needs repairs, I will not go ahead and do them without getting hold of the owner. I'll do what needs doing on the sheet that he knows about, but the rest of it I will leave alone until I talk to him. And of course he will fix it. I know he will. It's just the way it is. So remember guys, always a good time at old time. We'll see you next time, and this is our typical Monday morning. Big thumbs up.